The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour.
ChatGPT did become the world's most downloaded non-gaming app.
Literally the job of everyone in government to address the media and the public.
What are your thoughts, audience? What are your thoughts on Zandy Silva as the deputy PLP leader?
A community that can't feed itself is a community that can.
What you may not know, though, is that Bermuda, we have a connection with Epstein, too.
Things that people are doing right, the youth are doing right, that is not being advertised enough.
When you see your access to U.S. dollars disappear, that's when you have a problem.
If you've got a town in the UK with a similar sized population, this place absolutely outshines it.
It's Wednesday, the 26th day of August 2026. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. This is the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, HSBC Bermuda, Medical House Linda's, People's Pharmacy, and a big shout out to Hot 1075 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. I'm Jamal Hartman. How's everyone feeling today? It's the middle of the traditional work week, and you all call it Hump Day. So happy Hump Day to you all. Hopefully everyone is having a great week so far. I think this is the final full week of August. Yeah, final full week of August. So heading toward my favorite season of the year. No, not autumn. That is my kind of favorite, but pumpkin season. Yeah, pumpkin season. You know me, pumpkin pie, pumpkin bread. Yeah, like the pumpkin loaves, pumpkin flavored cookies. Pumpkin everything. It's pumpkin season. Yeah, it's pumpkin season. And I know you all love pumpkin. You just have to. There cannot be a person with good taste buds who dislikes pumpkin. I don't want to. I don't even want to acknowledge something like that. Anyway, James Burgess says, good morning to the Daily Hour team show. I'm watching and listening to your guests. Have a wonderful, gloomy day. All right, and he said, today is my grandson, AJ Wolf's birthday. He'd be 18. Happy 18th birthday to you, AJ Wolf, coming from everyone at the Daily Hour. All right, folks, well, greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. The legacy of peoples. Yes, we've got Diego Richardson on. Yeah, Diego Richardson. We're not talking about Devonshire Colts today. He's the grandson of Donna Pearman, who began People's Pharmacy alongside her father. And he's stopping by to discuss the family legacy and business. So really looking forward to that conversation. The Daily Play is going to be entertainment today. Entertainment. And man, I'll just give you a hint. I don't care what kind of music, what genre of music you like. But Dolly Parton was special. And yes, after Radio Disney, I did get my start at a country radio station. But even if I had not worked there, I knew about Dolly Parton prior to that simply because of 1991 or 2 when Whitney Houston sang her version of Dolly Parton's song, I Will Always Love You. But Dolly Parton, man, we lost one. So the Daily Play will be a Dolly Parton song, all right? And audience, don't forget to subscribe on our website, follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on, help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. James Burgess, yes, sir, he loves a pumpkin, he says. Claire Warner says, good morning, Jamal. Good morning, Bermuda, and a great morning to you. Manuela says, good morning. I was speaking with someone earlier this week about the dietary restrictions. Pumpkin was not on that restricted list. Look, this is what I tell people as we get into autumn, right? You know, my doctor talking about, oh, you got to eat healthier. Well, I am eating more fruit and vegetables. Carrot, cake, apple, pie, pumpkin, pie. Like, those are all vegetables and fruit, right, folks? I won. My doctor shook her head and said, my goodness, what am I going to do if there's a young boy? But anyway, audience, let's get into today's discussion. We've got your question of the morning. What are your thoughts about Bermuda's outstanding traffic and parking warrant situation? Oh, yeah. You didn't. So I'll tell you what happened. So we get into combo. So I got a press release yesterday, and the Bermuda Police Service basically provided a bit of clarity regarding the management and processing of people with outstanding warrants for traffic and parking matters. Now, according to the police, there are almost 18,000 outstanding warrants. Yes, you heard correctly. There's 17,971 outstanding warrants representing more than $10 million in outstanding fines. Now, for further clarity, those who are the subject of criminal warrants will continue to be arrested and processed in accordance with the law. However, the BPS is offering those with outstanding traffic and parking warrants the opportunity to voluntarily attend Hamilton Police Station and respond to them. But as often, I have questions. How far back do some of these warrants go? How did we get to almost 18,000 of them? Were people properly notified that they have warrants? How many people actually know they have an outstanding warrant? And most importantly, how do we avoid getting into this situation again? I also wonder whether there should be some sort of grace offered. Now, I understand that some people may have intentionally ignored tickets or fines. And at some point, personal responsibility has to come into play. You receive a ticket, and you're responsible for dealing with it. But I also believe there are some people who genuinely forgot. Yes, that may sound irresponsible, but with the average Bermudian focused on making ends meet and dealing with everything else life throws at them, it's possible that a parking or traffic ticket from some time ago slipped someone's mind. Now, that doesn't mean the fine should disappear. But maybe there's an opportunity to encourage people to come forward without immediately feeling like they're going to be punished even further for doing so. Now, if the goal is to clear the backlog and collect what's owed, perhaps some sort of limited grace period could help accomplish that. But the bigger issue for me is how we got here in the first place. Almost 18,000 outstanding warrants worth more than $10 million. That doesn't just happen overnight. At some point, we have to ask whether this is simply a case of people not taking responsibility or whether there's something within the system that hasn't been working as it should. If we clear these warrants today without fixing whatever allowed the number to grow this large, what's stopping us from having this same conversation a few years from now? So you see the question of the morning. What are your thoughts about Bermuda's outstanding traffic and parking warrant situation? We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll get into the conversation.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
Alrighty, folks, this is your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Again, if you're just rocking with us, the Bermuda Police Service released something crazy yesterday. 18,000, nearly 18,000 outstanding warrants for parking and traffic offenses. What are your thoughts on that? But also, here's the poll question for today. Should people with outstanding traffic and parking warrants be offered a grace period? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Now, some will say this is a grace period. I was going to say, what's the statute of limitations? That's why I have these questions like, how far do some of these things go back? To me, this is a bad look. This is an extremely bad look, and it's not a bad look necessarily on the people of Bermuda. This is a bad look on whatever led to this situation. Maybe the police, maybe the government. I don't know. No. I'm going to call Bermuda Police Service. I would have did it live on air, like I called that hotel that time, but I think this is a bit more serious. I don't want to play with the police, but I am going to call them because I'm true story of what I'm about to tell you. When I first left Bermuda in 2001, I was told someone gave my name to the police and I had a warrant. Turned out to be true, right? Now, luckily, I was never pulled over or anything, so I wasn't arrested. But I did go to the police service. I went to Department of Prosecutions. Basically, the person who used my name was arrested, whatever. Hopefully, people know my voice or face enough where that no one can use my name or identity at this point, but you never know. So I am really going to call the police after this just to make sure I don't have any warrants because people do stupid things. But even that case, here's what I would say to the audience. If you are unsure of whether or not you have a warrant, reach out. Just reach out. If you are unsure whether you had a parking ticket or a traffic ticket, like speeding or driving without the car, anything, if you're unsure, just reach out. If you have someone who maybe looks like you or sounds like you, and they may be on the irresponsible side, and they may use your name or identity, reach out. Keep in mind, there are a number of non-Bermudian police officers who may not know people. Just reach out. What are your thoughts, audience? This is a serious situation. What are your thoughts about Bermuda's outstanding traffic and parking warrant situation? Let's go to the audience, see what you think. Well, we've got Dr. Maria Siemens says, lazy. Police, do your job. Ridiculous. Well, see, I think that's a bit unfair, Dr. Seaman. And just hear me out. I think it's unfair because we've heard the Bermuda Police Service explain time and time again that they just don't have the numbers, right? And we want them to be here. We want them to be there, right? It's kind of hard for them to be everywhere. We want them to do their job out on the field, but then we need the civilian part. I don't want to put all the blame on the Bermuda Police Service. Maybe partly. I don't want to take away from what you're saying. Do your job. How do we get here? I think that's part of the question. Was someone not doing their job? Right? We've got Charles H. Jeffers II says, we need to have our own systems connected. One shouldn't be able to renew their driver's/car license with outstanding warrants. My son recently purchased a vehicle in Maryland, but had to clear his tickets first. I think that's a great solution. When you go to renew your car or your license, and if you own a car, you have to do that every year, a bike, same way, then there should be a system, right, at TCD. And it should be like, well, you owe such and such for this. And they have to pay it on the spot, maybe. I like that idea, Charles. I don't think it's a crazy idea either. Kathy Rogers says, good morning, TDH. A few years back, I went to pay for a parking ticket and was told it wasn't in the system yet. I went back 3 times to pay this ticket and was told the same thing. That is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely, I was told yesterday when discussing this with someone, they said to me, Jamel, judges still write by hand. I said, no way. And they said, how are we talking about digital finance? And we can't get simple things like this right. Technology. This is crazy to me. This is crazy to me, folks. Seriously, how did we get here? And how do we avoid repeating this and having this same conversation months or years from now? WKD Lama says the math doesn't seem right. 30% of the total population have warrants or unpaid fines. Well, no, that's not. They, as I read the statement, you've got people who maybe have multiple tickets and warrants, right? You've got people who literally would park in town every day and get a traffic ticket. So you've got one person could have 100 warrants. Now that's ridiculous, but again, that's not, we have to look at the numbers for what they are, not what we think they are. And at the end of the day, it's not saying that 30% of the population have warrants or unpaid fines. It's saying that we have nearly 18,000 in warrants and unpaid fines, but it could be one person with multiple or multiple people with multiple warrants. And that's crazy to me, right? Well, Dr. Seaman says you either have laws or not. Choose. Yeah. And she says, exactly. From here on out, how about doing the job? Connect systems, airport check, easy. We have computers now. Hello. Airport check. Was it the United States that was pushing for, or was it Argentina? I know a country recently said for those who owe child support, right, they were going to take their passports. Yeah? Jamal Hawker says, it is not a statute of limitations for this, like bills after 5 years, they can't come for you. He's asking, is it not a statute of limitations for this? Well, I'm guessing not, since there's, I find it hard to believe we would get to 18,000 in 5 years. That would be crazy, not impossible. But also, I have another question, you just saying that. Do we know a couple things? Whether these people with these warrants and unpaid fines, do we know if they're, one, still alive? Do we know, two, if they still live in Bermuda? See, I have questions, audience. I have questions, and I know you do too. 9/11 Island Girl says 18,000 is indicative of poor administration management. How does it get that bad? After the first 100, red flags should have went up. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. Bingo. Cameron Fox just says a big percentage of them tickets don't live here no more. That's a question I have. And I think it's a valid question, folks. Do we know if these people still reside in Bermuda? Do we know if these people are still alive? What do we know about the people who have these warrants and unpaid fines? What do we know about them? Folks, this is your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. If you're just tuning in, we're speaking about the Bermuda Police Service yesterday said that nearly 18,000 warrants. Yeah, there are nearly 18,000 outstanding warrants for traffic and parking related fines. Yeah, and that total in dollars, almost more than $10 million. Now, we have questions. How old are some of these warrants? Are we talking months? Are we talking years or even decades? Are people notified? Are they mailed, emailed, called about their warrants? Now, I want to say this because we talk about accountability all the time. Personal responsibility matters. Forgetting a fine doesn't eliminate the obligation to pay it. As you see in the poll, do you believe a grace period should be allowed? Let's say someone wasn't just notified that they had a warrant. They forgot about it. Some people are struggling. Should they get a considered grace period to pay? If they owe $200, should they be allowed to pay maybe $20 a month for 10 months? I think my math's on point. How did this backlog get started? We need to find a technological way to fix this ASAP. We need to prevent the next backlog. And this is just outstanding warrants for traffic and parking. What else is our system failing us at? This is crazy. Amari Simon says, how many of them are no longer living? Yes, that's what I said. Also, the online ticket payment site doesn't work like it should. I wasn't even aware there was one, Amari. This is crazy to me. Dr. Seaman says, connect with immigration and Royal Gazette. Computer, folks. Computers. Charles H. Jeffs II, he says, don't get me started on Bermuda's lack of use of technology. When I returned to Bermuda in 2021, I was shocked to see how much paper was still being used. Paper applications are still paper. Sorry, passport applications are still paper. Yeah. He goes on to say downloading a PDF is not using technology in 2026. I agree. Mark Arthur says, with the recent crackdown by the BPS in recent weeks, many of these people will be before the courts and they will have to pay all fines. Yeah. Manuela says, the situation is not new. The idea of people making people pay outstanding fines, pay them before registering vehicles is not new either. It's just about execution, it seems, right? Dr. Seaman says, paper is control. Take their time. Make you wait. Foolishness. James Burgess says, not everyone is computer literate. Fair enough. But for those who are, this could help eliminate a big problem. Folks, let us know in the poll real quick before we end the discussion. Should people with outstanding traffic parking warrants be offered a grace period? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Let us know. This was your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. So far, 100% of you believe that people should not be offered grace for their outstanding warrants. Wow. Forgive me. Here I am. We've got Richard Scott says a system at the airport for departing persons. Pay before you leave or be detained. Arriving persons. Pay before leaving the airport or be detained. That's simple. It's that simple, audience. Folks, we're going to show some love to Titan Express and Secure. And then we've got our, I forgot. It's Wednesday. So Teo's got something he thinks we should know. And don't forget, we've got Diego Richardson coming up. Looking forward to the conversation. Talking about People's Legacy. He is a new generation of the legacy of People's Pharmacy. Got some good pedigree there. A lot to live up to. Put that pressure on the young man. All right, but stick with us. We're going to show some love to Titan Express Secure. Then we'll bring Teo in for things he believes we should know. And then we will go for our first commercial break. So do not go anywhere.
The daily discussion is brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Titan Express delivers safe, professional, and reliable transportation and tours across the island. From island tours to cultural expressions, they set their standard. And Secure is your go-to for property management, waste management, and residential and commercial services. Visit securebda.com. Professional, punctual, and reliable service is their commitment to you.
All righty, folks. I'll go through a couple more comments and then we'll go to Teo, see what he's got for us. Allison Russell says, It's been an issue for decades. Stop making excuses to collect the funds. We've got Charles H. Jeffs II says, for the record, this isn't rocket science. Many jurisdictions around the world are using technology to operate more efficiently and effectively. I just want to understand, why aren't we there? That's it. We spend so much money on so many things, but it never seems to be the right thing. Let's see what Teo has for us, folks.
Good morning, I'm Teo Dill, and welcome to today's episode of Something You Need to Know on TDH. Now, there are some health stories where the takeaway is basically, well, that is genuinely horrifying, but there's not much that I can do about it. This is not one of those stories. A major study followed more than 12,000 people for 26 years and found something genuinely remarkable. People who reached their mid-50s without high blood pressure, diabetes, or a smoking habit averaged about 30 more years without dementia. Now, people with all three, about 17. That's nearly 13 years of difference. Now, that doesn't mean controlling your blood pressure guarantees you won't get Alzheimer's, right? But it does mean three things we can actually do something about appear to be enormously connected to how long our brains stay healthy. And Bermuda needs to pay attention to this now. Somewhere between 1,000 and 1,650 folks in Bermuda may already be living with dementia, and our population is getting older. If dementia continues to grow proportionately along with it, it's not just a health problem, it's an economic problem, a family problem, and eventually everybody's problem. If Bermuda's costs track global dementia spending, the burden could approach $95 million every year just for dementia spending. Long-term care here already averages around $92,000 per person per year. And money's not even the whole story, right? In Bermuda's dementia care pilot, 71% of primary caregivers were women, usually daughters. Nearly half reported severe stress, while 87% of patients could not afford to contribute towards their own care. Now think about what that actually means. We're talking about people losing their independence, families burning through savings, daughters becoming caregivers, people leaving work, and an already ridiculously expensive healthcare system somehow having to absorb even more pressure. So if you're 40, 45, 50 years old, it's not an old people problem. Check your blood pressure, know your blood sugar, and if you smoke, please seriously consider stopping, because waiting until somebody starts forgetting names at 70 is way too late to start caring about dementia. The brain that you want at 75 may depend in very real ways on what you're doing with your body right now. And that's today's Something You Need to Know here on TDH. I'm Teo Dill. Back to the show.
Thanks so much for that, Tay. You know, we were talking about drinking and alcohol yesterday, and it's a concerning thing about Bermuda. And I know Teo mentioned smoking, but someone brought something to my attention. They work with elderly people, and they said, "I'm afraid to see the impact alcohol has on so many people." So said that we're not drinking the way our parents drank. Our parents were drinking, but they weren't taking shots the way that young people take shots today. And with an aging population, it's like, you see some people who in their 40s, early 40s, and they're looking like they're in their 50s. That's not by chance, folks. So I appreciate that one, Teo. Yeah, it's we got to take care of ourselves, as my doctor always used to say, how we treat our bodies today will show years from now. And if we're blessed or lucky to live long enough, we don't want to have to take medications. So just think on that, folks. Think on that. All right, folks, days of the year. Well, quite a few. But I'm going to give you this. It's National Dog Day. So I want to ask folks, in honor of National Dog Day, are you a dog or a cat person? Are you a dog or are you a cat person? But also, I like this day as well. It's National Cherry Popsicle Day. So I want to ask you, what's your favorite flavor of popsicle? Now, I'll give you two. I'm a dog person. I finally found use for cats, though. I always wondered, what's the point of a cat? But I saw a cat, I don't know if it was AI, but I saw a cat fighting with a snake. And if you live in certain place, well, maybe snakes are sore topic for Bermuda right now. But anyway, if you live where you have snakes, a cat may be useful. But I'm a dog person all day. But popsicle, man, I would have to say my favorite flavor of popsicle is black cherry. Black cherry. What's your favorite popsicle, folks? What's your favorite flavor of popsicle? And also, let us know, are you a dog or cat person? Dr. Seaman says, cat, but don't want any animals. Oh, cat. Dr. Seaman, my goodness. Didn't take you for a cat person. But then again, yeah, you don't want anyone bothering you. A dog will bother you and, crave your attention. All right, we've got Mark Arthur says, purple. When people give me colors, I'm like, well, what flavor is purple? Because back in the day, purple represented grape, right? We've got strawberry popsicle, Dr. Seaman says. We've got Anna Rogers says, definitely a dog person. All right, we're good. We've got James Burgess says, I love a cat. I had two named Ken and Barbu. Okay, all right. Look, if it's not a lion, I don't want a cat. I need a lion. I want the king, but I can't own a lion. And I didn't think I really want to own a lion. All right, folks, let's take our first break. Do not go anywhere. We're going to come back after this break. We've got a very, very important conversation. Looking forward to this one. Young brother. Love to see brothers doing well, continuing the family legacy. Diego Richardson, People's Pharmacy. You don't want to miss this conversation. Stick with us. In the meantime, while we're at commercial break, give us a like, love, follow. Share the link with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Put it on your WhatsApp status. Send it to your friends via WhatsApp or in your social media posts. Send it around. Because one, we want to avoid 18,000 more problems. And we want to support and find out how we can get the next family legacy started in Bermuda. Stick with us. Don't go anywhere.
Guess what? Bermuda's most popular game is back. That's right, Shoe Buy is back in stores. But wait, there's more. The brand new Shoe Buy Summer Edition is here too. Bring the laughs, the vibes, the friendly chaos to your barbecues and summer get-togethers with Bermuda's favorite game. Don't miss your chance to get yours. Visit BermudaTrivia.com and follow Bermuda Trivia on social media to learn more.
One lucky bucks in the summer edition has a golden ticket with the chance to win a grand prize courtesy of One Communications.
Hi there, welcome to Medical House. We're located at number 6 Bakery Lane. I can't wait to show you all of the great stuff that we carry. Come on inside, let's see. Long days, long shifts, you no longer have to endure comfortable underwear. Designed by nurses, we now offer premium undergarments by Swoop that are unique, fun, comfortable, and functional. The only underwear you'll ever want to wear. Who says high-quality functional products can't be stylish and comfortable at the same time?
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
Discover Drop It, your go-to grocery delivery. Browse and select from a wide range of groceries, from fresh produce to daily essentials. Our friendly drivers deliver fresh groceries to your door fast, saving you time and hassle. With Drop It, you get fresh groceries delivered fast, so you can focus on what really matters. Drop It. Freshness at your doorstep. Delivered to your door with Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
Ace boy, I see you got your US cash. Traveling again? Rich auntie, what's your secret?
Nah, I just use the new HSBC Bermuda travel website.
I know about cash back, but it's got a travel website too?
Yeah, and it's lit. Flights, hotels, rentals, book it all in one spot and use your reward points instantly. No blackout dates, no delays. I'm going, bro.
What you mean use your points instantly?
Yeah, bro. Go on the site, see how many points you've got from all that shopping you've been doing. And if you ain't got enough for what you want, just use your HSBC credit card and top it up with some more points.
Okay, spend the points, stack some more. I see, I'm got you now.
I know, right?
Log on to redeem.hsbc.bm. Book your travel deal. Pay with your points. No blackout dates. Easy and hassle-free. Visit redeem.hsbc.bm and get going. HSBC, opening up a world of opportunity. HSBC is licensed to conduct banking and investment business by the Bermuda Monetary Authority.
Ever taken medication and thought, why is this hitting me so hard? Or why isn't this doing anything at all? Here's something you may not know. Your body processes medication the same way it needs to process food, using enzymes. And these enzymes metabolize medication so it can be converted into its useful form or removed from your body. Pharmacogenetics looks at how your DNA influences the way your body metabolizes or breaks down medications. It helps explain why a drug that works well for one person causes side effects in another and barely works at all for someone else. That means the same pill at the same dose can feel very different from one person to the next. It's not about blame, it's not about doing something wrong, it's simply biology. And once you know what works best for you, medication decisions stop being guesswork and start becoming personalized.
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. This is the Daily Hour. I'm Jamel Hartman, brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, HSBC, Bermuda, Medical House Lenders, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 1075 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. Do not forget to subscribe on our new website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Folks, just an update. So our new website has been live for about a month. For those who do not like social media or have social media, you can watch the show directly on our website. The monologues that I read every morning, you can actually go there and read along with me or go back to read it. You can comment under it as well, like most news websites. So the website is there for your liking. If you would love to be a guest on the show, there's a section where you can fill that out. If you want a prize on the show, you can fill that out. So it's more interactive and engaging on the website. So you could check it out on your own, thedailyhour.com. All righty. Well, without further ado, you have a very special guest. I am happy and proud to know that in one breath, they're a Manchester United supporter. Unfortunate that in another breath, they're not a North Village guy, but a Devonshire Colts person. But very excited and happy that he is technically a fourth generation entrepreneur. Yes, we're talking Diego Richardson from People's Pharmacy. Let's give him a warm TDH welcome, folks. Oops, that's not the one. Not chimes. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Whew. All right, got to give him the right music. Diego, good morning. Happy Wednesday.
Good morning.
Sorry about that. I want to make sure, we had the right audience cheering for you and the like. Before we jump into the conversation, though, are you a dog or a cat person?
Dog, 100.
Okay, perfect. All right, favorite flavor of popsicle?
Lemon lime.
Lemon lime, okay.
The green one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can dig that. I can dig that for sure. Well, first of all,
pink one.
What's that?
I like the pink one as well, but I'm not too sure what flavor that is.
I think that's the most Bermudian thing, though. When someone in the audience said purple, right? We don't know the flavors, but we know the colors, right? No, I got you. I don't know if that's like you got a pink lemonade because it's not strawberry or cherry. There's a darker red.
It might be pink lemonade.
Yeah, like a pink lemonade. Okay, all right. Well, look, first off, thanks for doing this. We appreciate you coming by. Just tell the audience a bit about your background. Like, who is Diego Richardson?
Thank you for having me. Firstly, good morning to you and the audience as well. My name is Diego Richardson. I am 25 years old. I have been living in the UK since about 13 years old and just recently moved back to the island. I just recently graduated from the University of East London, completing a sports psychology degree, receiving a first class at that. And I've just started working full-time at People's Pharmacy. However, during my breaks, I'd always be around at the pharmacy doing really whatever they needed me to do. Outside of the pharmacy, I am a football player. I've been playing since probably I could walk, really. And like you, a Manchester United fan. So that's just a bit about me.
Yeah, for sure. Congratulations on your graduation. I did forget that you graduated. Congratulations on that. And being away from Bermuda for so long and returning, how's that been for you?
Um, I've enjoyed it so far.
Mm,
I think what I've enjoyed most about it is getting to spend a bit more time with my family.
mm,
Um, since previous times that I've been back, I've only really been here for kind of a restricted period of time. So
mm,
I think that's what I'm really looking forward to most. Um, yeah, and I've enjoyed the island so far. You know, it's always nice to be back during the summertime and
mm,
Christmas. Everyone's kind of in a good mood.
mm,
Um, it's been rare that I've been back this late.
mm,
I'm, interested to see if I notice any differences.
mm. Yeah, for sure. Audience, if you have any questions or comments for Diego, you can send them through. Now, let's get into the business because People's Pharmacy is a business that's praised throughout the community. You represent technically a fourth generation because your grandmother, started it with her father. What does the People's name and legacy mean to you personally?
To me, people's name represents family, hard work, customer service, sacrifice, and responsibility.
Mm,
Been
yeah.
around the pharmacy for as long as I can remember, really, and been working there from a young age. So it's always been a part of my life. Um,
Mm,
so I've seen firsthand, the early mornings, late nights, the sacrifices, and the work that my family has put into this business over the generations. So seeing that from such a young age really instilled a work ethic in me.
mm. And with her father by her side, your grandmother, Miss Donna Pearman, founded People's Pharmacy and built the foundation for what it is today. What have you learned about her journey and the sacrifices it took to build the business?
Growing up, I'd always love hearing her stories about what it took to really start the business. She'd tell me a lot about my great grandfather, so her father. Unfortunately, I was very young when he passed away, so I didn't get the opportunity to have as many conversations with him as I would have liked.
Mm,
But always kind of remind me the belief that he had in her and her dreams and how much she really, and not only him, but the family supported her along the way. She tell me stories about how they would run the business during the day and then clean the shop at night. So I
mm,
think perspective, um, what it took to build People's Pharmacy as a business.
mm. You kind of had a front row seat to your mother, Tamara Richardson, leading the company, right? You've had a
Yeah.
front row seat to that. What have you learned from watching her leadership and the way she has built upon what your grandmother started?
Watching her, it taught me a lot about leadership, um, and also sacrifice. I've seen her build on what my grandmother started, um, while also helping the business to grow and expand.
Mm,
Something that I've learned from observing both my mother and my grandmother as CEOs is that you have to respect what's worked for generations,
mm,
but you also have to be willing to adapt to customers and their changes in spending habits,
mm,
uh, technology, and then just the way people live.
mm,
So I think it's a mix of not being afraid of change,
mm,
but not changing just for the sake of changing.
mm.
Um, yeah.
You spoke about you've been around the pharmacy all your life, right?
Yes.
Tell us a bit more. What was it like growing up around people's? And at what point, like how old were you when you realized, yo, this isn't just a family business. This is like something that's a big part of fabric of our society. Like this is a big part of our community.
Yeah. So growing up around the pharmacy was normal for me because I was there so much. I'd spend school breaks there, help out whenever I could, really. So over time, I got to experience almost every part of the business, from delivering, working as a sales associate, merchandising, cleaning the warehouse. So I've been fortunate enough to see um, growth in the business from as early on as I can remember. From being involved in changing the layout of the store to recently attending my first trade show with my mother, where I got to see the beginning process of sourcing the products and getting them onto the shelves. So I think it's those experiences that help me understand that there's more behind the business than what the customers see. But I really started understanding what people's meant to the wider community through conversations with my mother and grandmother. Um, they would tell me stories of the history of the business, why it was created, what it meant to have a black owned business where people could find products that really represented them. And as I got older, I kind of started experiencing that community connection myself. So people recognize me as being from Peoples. And in fact, a lot of my peers start or call me Mr. People's Pharmacy. And it kind of derived from whenever someone would post on Instagram or Twitter, you know, where can I find this? I would automatically reply People's Pharmacy. And I think it's those small things that kind of give me a great sense of pride, you know?
With that pride, though, there's got to be pressure. There's got to be pressure. I mean, we're talking about a legacy that goes back generations. Do you feel the weight of a certain responsibility to carry this forward? And let's keep it real. You spoke about respecting what generations did before one, right?
Yes.
How do you balance that respect and tradition while bringing your own ideas and perspectives to the table?
Um, I definitely feel a responsibility to carry people's forward, but I don't see the responsibility as pressure. See it as a great opportunity and a privilege. Um, like I said, I've been fortunate enough to see the growth of the business firsthand. And because I've worked in so many different areas, I've developed kind of my own ideas about where I think the business can grow and grow. So, but at the same time, I understand that there are things that Peoples has been doing for generations that have worked for a reason. So I think the balance will be just understanding what I preserve and what needs to be changed. I think some things that have worked really well for us have been our relationships with customers, customer service, the connection with the community, and just ensuring that we constantly adapt to how people live today. Um, since I am a part of that new generation of customers, I think I do bring a unique perspective on what younger people are kind of expecting from a business. So,
Audience tuned in on the radio. We're speaking with Diego Richardson from People's Pharmacy. He is technically a fourth generation gentleman in the business. You kind of answered this. This was similar to what I asked Charles H. Jeffs II. And audience, if you have any questions or comments, send them through. He was saying, having lived outside of Bermuda for so long, have you had an opportunity to share your thoughts and ideas to improve the business? How open is the family to this young college graduate coming with you? Are you that kind of person who comes with some off the wall ideas? Like what's Diego like in the I guess box or outside the box or remove the box space?
yeah, I think some may consider them outside of the box ideas, but I am sure to communicate that with my mother anytime that I do have any ideas that I think could work, or just being in the UK, seeing how far how much businesses utilize technology in the UK and how Bermuda isn't the most technologically advanced. I think that'll be the biggest kind of factor that I try to implement into the pharmacy and our business. Um, so, for example, today we have a delivery service delivering prescriptions, general merchandise, toys, which I think is still a bit underappreciated and has a lot of potential. So I see a future where we can make it even easier for people to interact with people's, potentially through an application, making around the clock services, health information, and ordering prescriptions easier for our customers. So that's just an example of one of the ideas that comes to my mind.
I don't want to get like obviously business strategy. You can't let everything out of the bag, right?
Yes.
But as you were growing up, there are so many young people who grow up and they want nothing to do with the family business.
Yeah.
What has inspired you to want to be a part of the family business and really bring these ideas that, like what you just mentioned?
I think it derived from an early age of, growing with the pharmacy over the past 20 years or 25. Um, However, just having conversations with my mother and grandmother and really understanding what the pharmacy means to Bermuda as a whole. But more recently, I was at the screening of it was entrepreneurs, black entrepreneurs in Bermuda, and just seeing what the pharmacy as a business means to my family and them instilling that in me and understanding that, I think that's been the main driving factor personally.
Indeed. What a w- w- it's one thing for young people to go out there and create their own business. There's another to be afforded the opportunity to carry on an existing one. As you think about the next generation of People's Pharmacy, what do you hope your contribution will be? And what would you like the business to represent to Bermuda for generations to come?
I hope my contribution is something that can make not only my mother, grandmother, great grandfather proud, but the rest of the family proud. And beyond the family, um, I want to ensure that peoples can continue to make Bermuda proud as a whole. Um, I want it to represent what can happen when a community supports a vision and when generations of people and families are willing to work hard to build something. I think it embodies one of my favorite sayings, which is that it takes a village. My great grandparents, my grandmother and her sisters, mother, great aunts and uncles, the employees, our customers, and the water community, they have all played a unique role in getting peoples to where it is today. So I think for the future, I just want us to continue the tradition of having excellent customer service and being a place where customers can come in and feel seen and cared for.
Indeed. We've got another question from the audience. Charles H. Jeffs II, he's asking, do you foresee a day when you can incorporate your degree into the family business? Pharmacy services are evolving around the world. What was it? Sports psychology, right? You said?
Yes.
Speak to us. Yeah.
Yes, I do. Although sports psychology might not be directly related to the pharmacy or my current role in logistics, it actually taught me a lot about working with people, learning about things like communication, motivation, working with different personalities, building and maintaining relationships. I think those skills are very valuable in any business, and be a family business where relationships are such an important thing about what you do. So, although it isn't directly related to the business, I feel it's given me a different perspective on what I can bring to the business and how it can help.
Before you head out, Diego, I could speak about myself and people in my family, but I know so many people who their parents and grandparents have built so many things, but they lacked interest in terms of being a part of the family business or you know even an idea of what really goes on. They just had no interest in it. What would you say to those who, you know, they have a great foundation, but they're looking for something else, um, but they can't find it? What advice would you say to inspire them to consider, supporting the family business, using the skills that they have?
I think being a part of something that your family has started and having the opportunity to not only work there but continue the legacy can give you an immense sense of pride. Um, I think it is up to my generation to continue those legacies that our ancestors and our elders have kind of paved the way for us to do so. So that is really what I'd say to them. Speaking for me personally, like I said, I understood what People's Pharmacy means to not only my family, but the community from an early age. And that alone was enough of a driving factor. And, like I said, it also inspired me a lot. So that's where my
Before you
journey.
head out, it's back to school time. People's got backpacks. What they got for the children heading back to school? Let us know. Come on.
Yes, we do. We just recently put out a lot more stationary stuff. Um, I don't believe we have backpacks out as of yet. They should be hitting the floor soon.
All
But
righty. Backpacks, stationary stuff. Get your pens, your books. You let us know when the backpacks are ready so that we can let the audience know.
yes,
All right, folks. Diego, thank you so much, brother. Appreciate your time. All the best as you set to take people's to an even greater level. And how was that possible? Because it's already great, but we believe in you. So thank you for your time. Hopefully this isn't your last time on the show.
yes, hopefully not. I'd love to be back.
Indeed. Have a great day, sir.
Thank you as well.
All righty. Diego Richardson, People's Pharmacy, folks. If you appreciated that conversation, give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. You all on YouTube seem to be loving the brother. Yeah. I love to see it. I do. I love to see it. And I didn't want to say this. I didn't want to go here, but I'm going to say it. I'll save it for after the break. We'll be back with the Daily Play, and I'll give you my final thoughts. I got to gather my thoughts because I want to be very respectful, but this is a message to young Black men after talking with Diego today. Stick with us.
Children love to play and have fun, and they love gifts even more, especially ones that they can enjoy and learn from. With Bermuda Trivia coloring books, kids can explore the island while they color, learn, and create. The perfect activity for fun and learning together. Available now.
Visit BermudaTrivia.com and follow Bermuda Trivia on your favorite social media platforms to learn more.
For over 70 years, Bermuda Pest Control has been protecting homes and businesses island-wide. We offer a full suite of services, including rodent control, termite fumigation, and general insect control and maintenance. Our team of experts will quickly and efficiently eliminate any pest problem you may have. With Bermuda Pest Control, you can enjoy a pest-free home in no time. We're committed to providing fast, reliable, and solution-driven services for our customers. It's what we've been doing since 1952. Call Bermuda Pest Control today and say goodbye to pests for good.
Dreaming of expanding your business? With BDC's Loan Guarantee Program, we support your ambitions. Get up to 75% guarantee on bank or credit union loans up to $300,000. Just your vision and our support. Apply today and unlock new business opportunities. BDC, Bermuda Business starts here.
Life moves fast, and so can the unexpected. When you insure your home, you need to know that your insurance company has your back. At Friesenbrook, let one of our friendly and professional agents give you that peace of mind. Because when you are covered, you are confident. Call us at 296-3600 or visit friesenbrook.bm to learn more.
Sometimes, all we need is to relax. Take our minds away from it all. A midday break from the busy day. And just a little time to ourselves. Relax, take a break, and unwind with Bermuda Trivia's crossword puzzle book. Available now across Bermuda. Visit bermudatrivia.com and follow Bermuda Trivia on your favorite social media platforms to learn more. Welcome back to The Big Show. Thanks again to Diego Richardson and People's Pharmacy for stopping by today. Love community conversations like that. Folks, just want to give big thanks to the BAC group of companies, HSBC Bermuda, Medical Host Lenders, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 107.5 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. Time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter X, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. All right, are you ready, audience? It is entertainment today. All right. Now, here's the question. Which Dolly Parton song was inspired by a red-headed bank clerk who flirted with her husband, Carl Dean? I'm sorry, I was trying to hit the air horn for you. Julie, yes, Stacy Ann Brown and Renee Sherilyn and no, Charles, it was not 9 to 5, it was Jolene. 9 to 5 is a hit, oh boy. It isn't a hit. I want to say this. I got my start on air, like in radio, at a country radio station. I know you all are laughing and whatnot. I actually started at Radio Disney and then moved on as a morning show producer at a country radio station. And it really helped me appreciate music even more. I grew up loving music. I loved R&B. I was a Boyz II Men guy, Michael Jackson. Just loved Jodeci. I loved music, but it exposed me working at Radio Disney and promotions as well as country. And although I knew of Dolly Parton and Willie Nelson, I hadn't really understood how popular, and if you look it up, country music, I don't know if it still is, but was the most popular genre in the United States of America. And I remember first hearing about Dolly Parton when Whitney Houston remade her I Will Always Love You. And I went and looked, try to listen to other music, and we didn't have the internet back then. So I would, I didn't. I wasn't privileged like that. But I couldn't really find anything until later in life when I worked at this country station. I heard some of her music, and it was catchy stuff. It was really catchy stuff. Wonderful. But what I really think I liked about learning about Dolly Parton was beyond the music and entertainment. It was really about what she gave to others. So, a life lost indeed. But folks, let's wrap it up.
let's give our final thoughts. It looks like my mic wants to do its thing now. But final thoughts on today's discussion. I think we should be concerned about nearly 18,000 outstanding parking and traffic warrants. We should be concerned about what that means, what that looks like, and how we got here. And we should be asking questions about what's being done to ensure that that 18,000 doesn't become 25,000 and 30,000. Our systems in place are not working. We need to know what's being done to fix what's not working. As far as the conversation with Diego, I would encourage all of you to share that conversation, or at least share some of what he said with people you know and you love, especially young Black men. And why am I saying young Black men? This is an unfortunate reality. When there seems to be violence in the news, unfortunately, it involves mostly young Black men. Road traffic collisions, heavily young Black men. To use this platform to highlight a young Black male who is doing the work to continue his family's legacy warms my heart and brings a smile to my face. And it's a reminder to every other young Black man out there that you can be good at football and enjoy a good time while still doing your best to contribute to your community and your family. Thank you to Diego. Thank you to People's Pharmacy. I really hope that you will share this conversation and someone somewhere is inspired by what Diego shared today. All right, I've got to give you some daily inspiration. I don't think anything's really going to top what Diego said, but I'm going to use this one. And this goes out to the Black males in particular who maybe fell short in some spaces. This is from my book, The Journey Within, which you can purchase at People's Pharmacy. It's a very short quote, and it goes like this. Trust yourself enough to learn from failure. Trust yourself enough to learn from failure. I'll leave you with that today. Alrighty, folks. Gotta let you go, but do not forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, HSBC Bermuda Medical House, Lindo's, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 1075 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. I'm Jamal Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. We are out. Peace.